So many of our friends have already joined this particular meeting. So namaste to everyone. And this is a Friday get together to discuss holistic health and related issues. Normally we have Dr. Sundaraj also with us. And today we are blessed to have Dr. Akhilesh with us. And I'll request Dr. Akhilesh to address us all and let us hear what is in store for us today and what all are we going to discuss and take as a proposal for our understanding towards holistic health.
Namaste, madam, and namaste, everyone.
Namaste, Bhaiya.
Yeah, actually, madam, Dr. Sundar Raj will continue the discussion today.
Nice. But we have you
Yeah,
also
actually,
with us.
I'm traveling and just to support him, I join. But
Good.
he will actually continue the session. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. So we'll
Actually,
just wait. Yes.
I'm traveling, so it may not be possible for me now.
Nice. That's good. Welcome to the session. Welcome to this particular follow-up session, Dr. Akhilesh. Nice to have you with us
Thank you,
in this
madam. Thank you.
meeting, in this reunion where so many of us uh, get enriched by our, doctors and all our friends who are with us. They help us in developing a good understanding about holistic health and related issues. So many of us put up our queries also and discuss it with our friends who are who have more competence in the area of holistic health related studies. And, some of our students also join, and we take up many queries. Many welcome, Dr. Sundaraj.
Am I audible?
Yes, now you're perfectly audible.
Okay, great.
So, as some of the participants always say, that Dr. Sundaraj has his own colors to, the purples and the turban. That gives that gives a very different feeling. Someday you'll have to explain the, concept of uh, the colors normally we see on you, bright and nice.
No,
Does
whatever
it
is
have
ready,
something
I
to do
wear. I don't
some
have any
something to
specific.
do with some kind of an energy that it gives?
No, just I wear only cotton clothes and colors. It's not no preference actually. My wife selects all the colors, and whatever is ready, I wear. That's all. And the turban has a significance.
That's really good. That means, see, I was in the right direction.
Yeah.
A very warm welcome to you and namaste. Dear friends, dear participants, we have Dr. Sundaraj, Dr. Akhilesh also with us today.
Yes.
So let's directly hear it from Dr. Sundaraj.
So thank you so much for your warm welcome, Manisha ji. And last week itself, we thought of doing a small refreshing thing. Like we will just recap, and we had little time when we were doing this online student induction program. Now we have ample time. Every week we will try to cover a little of the principles part, maybe 20 minutes or maximum half an hour. And next half an hour we'll take up the relevant questions. Is that okay? Hello?
Yes, perfectly fine. That'll be really good.
Wonderful. So I will try to just I will try to present my screen. And, yes. Yes. So my screen is visible.
Yes, doctor. Perfectly visible.
Great. So I welcome all the students and faculty members to this refresher course of holistic human health. And I'm so happy you are so regularly attending these sessions and giving your feedback and implementing these universal human health principles in your life, and you're also sharing your feedback with us. I want to go more deeper and deeper into this holistic human health because a lot of potential is remaining untapped, unexplored. We need to explore this energy. Most of the time, as far as health is concerned, we are struggling to stay in the base level. Mostly we have some or other physical or mental problem, and we are trying to get rid of these problems and trying to stay healthy without any problem. But as for the definition of WHO and also the traditional definitions of health, staying without any ailment or disease is not health. Health is a state of physical, mental, social well-being. It is a state where you are in a perfect condition, both physically, mentally, and socially. In fact, I would also like to add spiritually. So we can explore, we can think about what else we can do to go to the next level. We are at the base level. We can go to the level 1, level 2, level 3. We can go to the level 10. We can stretch the limits of our own body, stretch the limits of our own self, and we can achieve wonders. So many people have done it. They have explored, they have tapped their potential, and they did miracles with this thing. So all we have to be doing, all we have to do is understand the right principles, have the right understanding and right knowledge, and apply it in our own life. That is more important. Application is the most important part. So if you look at the recap, we all know that human being is a coexistence of self and body. Body is just a tool, wonderful tool gifted to us, and all we have to do is use the tool properly. And our natural acceptance and our own self knowledge will help us utilize these basic health principles, which are universal in nature, but we can apply them in our own lives to modify our own food and lifestyle and strengthen our own self. So these principles are universal and they are rational, they are logic. You can verify them with you can understand them with logic, and you can also verify them in your own life, and that will lead to harmony in health. So as we all know, human being is a coexistence of human body and self. Self is a unit of consciousness. It is a subtle unit, very you can't say that this is the self, and you can't say that self is in this particular place. You can't say that the self is in the brain or self is in the heart. You can't say. In fact, self is not inside the body. Self is with the body. Body is there, self is there. Both are coexisting. Nothing is, self is not inside the body. Body is not in the self. They are together. Self is separate. Body is separate. Both are distinctly different entities. So self is a unit of consciousness. It is a subtle unit, and body is a material unit, gross unit, and it is a tool of the self. It follows all the instructions given by the self. And these instructions, if the self is giving these instructions with awareness, with complete knowledge, with right understanding about how to utilize the body properly, with right understanding about the art of communicating with the body, whatever body sends, whatever signals body sends to the self, if the self is able to comprehend, if the self is able to analyze properly and take the right decision, then these instructions given by the self to the body will yield best results. Body will go to the next level. Okay, so self is self-organized in itself. There is already harmony inside, and that harmony can be preserved with right understandings and right feelings. And body is also self-organized. All the organs and organ systems, even the tissues, cells, even the inside the cell, all the mitochondria, nuclei, and all these parts, each and every part of the body is in a harmony. All the parts of the body are beautifully working together in a synchrony, in a beautiful synchronization is happening inside the body, and we need not to do anything to create that harmony. We all always, this harmony is there. We have to do only certain things so that this harmony will not get disturbed, and we need to avoid certain things so that this disturbance will not happen again and again. So all we have to do is gain this right understanding, this capacity to choose a response, how to treat this body, how to utilize this body, because body's response is always definite. If you feed it a wonderful food, it will nourish itself. If you feed it with things like unhealthy food and whatever it is, it will damage itself. It will try to minimize the damage, but ultimately it will get damaged. This response is fixed. There is no change in the response, but we have the ability to alter our response in a right direction with the right understanding and right knowledge and right feelings towards the body. So this is what we need to do. And we all know that these principles are universal, but the guidelines, they might vary. I might tell you these are the principles, but how you implement them in your own life depends upon so many things, like depending upon your age, your body type, depending on the time of the day, season, so many things, so many factors play vital role in deciding how to implement these principles in life. So this is the essence of this entire holistic human health, where this yellow part is the understanding part and blue part is the application part. Application is also very important, but with applying without understanding can be dangerous. So understanding is also very, very important. So I will, discuss a few of the guidelines based on the principles which we have already discussed. Like one principle is body is a material unit, and body is temporary in nature. At one point of time, slowly the degeneration happens, and there is a constant change in whatever things happening inside the body. There is a constant change. So we need to take appropriate food, water, air, sunlight, and so many other things which we feed the body to nourish the body. That should be appropriate as per the growth of the body. If you're if you're a teenager or a child, you need lots and lots of nutrition, lots and lots of nurturing foods, high protein, and all these things depend. What you choose to eat depends upon your age. One factor is age, and another important factor is again your constitution. So in the old age, you might not need lots of nurturing food. You need more and more of cleansing foods, more and more of foods with lots and lots of fiber, which will remove all the accumulated toxins from the body. But in the teenage growing age, you might need high protein diet, high nutritious diet. So here again there is a debate of can we eat vegetarian food, or can we eat non-vegetarian food, or only we have to stick with vegetarian food. This is a big debate, and people have so many opinions about it, but we need to understand what science tells us about. Even if you look at herbivorous animals and carnivorous animals, there is a difference in the body setup. Animals which eat only plant-based food, their intestines, their internal setup is different, and animals which eat other animals, their setup inside the digestive system is completely different. If you look at the digestive system of a human being, around 25 feet long intestines we have through which the food passes, unlike the carnivorous animals where the this gut is very short in length, and their digestive capacity, the kind of digestive juices they produce to digest this non-vegetarian food is different, and the kind of digestive juices we produce and the time to it takes to digest the entire non-vegetarian food and the time it takes to travel from mouth to anus, it is almost 48 hours. So slowly it travels through the gut. If you take vegetarian food, fruits and vegetables filled with lots and lots of fiber, they travel very fast, whereas non-vegetarian food, it travels very slowly. So while it is traveling, it tends to get degenerated, it tends to get putrefied, and so many toxins get produced. If the digestive system is weak, lots and lots of toxins might get produced, and it might disturb the entire digestive system. Previously, when people were doing lots and lots of physical activity, they used to easily digest heavy food. Even in vegetarian food also, there are so many food items which are very heavy and difficult to digest, but people were like very strong both physically and digestive system. Their digestive fire is very strong, was very strong, but right now it is not so strong. And if you eat lots and lots of heavy food, whether it is non-vegetarian food or vegetarian food, it might slow down your digestive system. Students, maybe 20s and early late 20s, they might not have so much of problem in processing the entire this thing, but in the long run, if you keep on eating food items which might disturb the digestive system, then there can be so many other problems. And we have seen that in the past lectures and past workshops, we have seen that so many students of first year, they are having so many problems with digestive system and related problems. In fact, all the diseases, they have their origin rooted in this disturbance in the digestive system. If the digestive system is perfect, we will always have a healthy and not just a healthy body, also the healthy mind. It directly depends upon, if your stomach is upset, obviously mind also, self also becomes, there will be a bit disturbance in the self also. Of course, self is having the ability to stay calm and strong in spite of the differences and disturbances in the body, but for that you need a lots and lots of practice and awareness. And as per the constitution of the body also, we need to choose the food wisely, because a person with vata prakriti will not have a regular kind of hunger. Sometimes their hunger will increase or decrease, or it's like sometimes lots and lots of appetite, sometimes absolutely no hunger. And pitta prakriti consistently high appetite, kapha prakriti consistently medium appetite. So according to the constitution also, we need to choose right kind of food. So this is something where we need to have more knowledge, understanding about our own constitution. And we have a lengthy questionnaire where you will be able to assess your own physical mind body constitution, so that you will understand, you will have a right knowledge of what kind of food items I have to choose for my own constitution. I will try to send this constitution questionnaire once again, and I would recommend all of you to take this questionnaire, answer this questionnaire, understand, have an understanding about your own physical constitution. Because we all know that we have so many differences in differences physically, physiologically, psychologically, intellectually, emotionally, we are all different. So we need to understand ourselves, and it is better if you can also understand, assess constitution of your parents, your siblings, your friends, so that you will be able to deal with them in a better way. So and one more important principle is principle of similarity and dissimilarity. So this is something which we need to be a bit more. This is one important principle on which entire uh, body's metabolism is resting upon. we need to understand it in a better way. I don't know if I was clear when I first introduced this principle, but now I would like to do it in a more better way. Any food or any activity with certain qualities will directly enhance similar qualities or properties in our body and mind. The same food or the activity will also decrease certain qualities in our body and mind which are dissimilar to their own properties. The food and activities which are identical in nature with that of the bodily tissues, when used judiciously, they will ultimately cause nourishment of these tissues, bring about the health and long life without any diseases. And in contrast, the food substances and activities which are dissimilar to the nature of the body, nature of the bodily tissues, they will ultimately cause reduction in their quality. So we need to avoid contradictory factors and adopt food and activities which are responsible for the maintenance of the equilibrium of the bodily tissues, and it will prevent damage to body, and normal state of equilibrium can be maintained. I will give you an example. So if you are having some blocked nose and congestion in the throat and full of phlegm and all, so this particular problem is having a quality of guru guna, heaviness and slowness and coldness. All these some properties are there. So you need to choose any food which is having opposite properties so that this excess accumulation of mucus and phlegm and all these things will get reduced. Opposite qualities, for example, instead of cold property, we need to choose property which is having hot food which is having hot property. Instead of slow, fast property. Instead of this what we call pichila guna or snigdha guna, we need to have a kathina ruksha guna, roughness. Instead of this thing, dryness, because it is having lots and lots of slime and this thing, something which will absorb all this thing with the help of dryness. So we choose certain items like haldi, ginger and pepper, and we make a decoction, tulsi, and we make a decoction which is having opposite qualities of this particular phlegm accumulation. Then they will instantly they will reduce this. And for example, you are doing a lot of you are exposing your body to sunlight, hot sun. This hot sun is also having the opposite qualities of this phlegm. So this hot sun itself will help in liquefaction of this phlegm and opening all the channels. So we need to choose the activities, choose the food, choose the spices, herbs accordingly. This is about the disease. But if you want to strengthen your muscles, and muscles, like you know that food items which are rich in protein, they will directly nourish the muscles. If you want to build more muscles, if you want to strengthen your bones, food items which are rich in calcium, which will give more minerals and nutrients which are strengthening to the bones, then we need to choose such food items. So we can apply this principle of similarity and dissimilarity in so many places, which I will tell you within in this class or next class. So many places where we can practically apply this principle of similarity and dissimilarity. But for that, we need to have an eye to see what is happening inside our body and what are we choosing to nourish our body. So are these items having, or do they have certain qualities which will nourish those tissues which need more nourishment, maximum nourishment, and certain food items which can, for example, you want to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, there are so many food items which have the properties opposite to the fat. For example, horse gram, for example, jow, or this we call them yava in Sanskrit, jow in Hindi, and again, apart from horse gram and jow, we have this honey, hot water. There are so many things which will reduce the accumulation of fat. There are so many food items which we can judiciously use to reduce, for example, barley, jow, and this we call laja. Laja is puffed rice. There are so many items which are very, very light in nature and also they will reduce the fat. So we need to choose proper food so that we can reduce the fat, excess accumulation of the fat inside the body. So if you want to gain weight, gain more muscle, gain more fat, then you should avoid things like jow and barley and horse gram, which might further reduce the weight. So opposite qualities, more rice, more ghee, more proteins, which will increase the bulk of mass of the body. So you can look at each and every food item and see if this particular food item is in harmony with my own body, with my own constitution. For that, first we need to understand our own constitution, and then we need to have a knowledge about each and every item we choose. It's not a very complicated thing. If we have that principle in our mind, and if we can just have a open eye, we can see and analyze and implement each and every aspect of this principle of similarity and dissimilarity in our own life. Okay, so we have 5 more minutes to complete this. One more important thing is we need proper nourishment, but the same food which can nourish our body can also become poison to the body. Choosing the right food, cooking it in a right way, and consuming the food in a right quantity at the right time, it can enhance our health and prevent most of the diseases. Whereas giving importance only to the taste and neglecting all the healthy food habits can make us completely unhealthy. So avoiding junk foods filled with artificial taste enhancers, which can cause long-term damage to our health, is very, very important. Nowadays, all the food items which are prepared outside, they are doing lots and lots of research, so that you will never feel that no, this food, this much is enough. So this enough feeling will never happen if these taste enhancers are there in the food. So they overstimulate our taste buds in such a way that we always will feel like eating more and more and more, even if our stomach is full. If we give a rest for half an hour, 1 hour, after 1 hour we feel like eating more and more. So such kind of research is being done. Billions of dollars are being spent on creating these chemicals which can overstimulate the taste buds and make us always crave for the same food items again and again and again. So such things are happening outside. We need to be more vigilant, more aware of what we are choosing for nourishing our body. So we need to avoid all these junk foods filled with artificial taste enhancers. And of course, food items which are prepared, even the crops having lots and lots of pesticides, or lots and lots of artificial fertilizers, and crops grown out of these genetically modified seeds and all these things, they will have a very bad impact on our entire health. So we need to choose wisely. We need to connect with people who are producing these food items, and we need to prepare them in a proper way. If we are just not worried about the kind of preparation happening inside our house, and we are just eating outside and eating lots and lots of junk food, and this processed food with less fiber, with less nutrients, and more extra, it's like in fact, I would like to say that there are some nutrients which are more in quantity, which will directly disturb the fat metabolism and increase the accumulation of fat, and this obesity, heart problems, diabetes, all these things will increase because the food we are choosing is not right. And if you are not eating in the right time, if you are not eating in the right quantity, all these things might disturb our body. And of course, one more important thing is we also need to understand the compatibility of the food. One glass of orange juice can be refreshing and nourishing to one person. The same glass of orange juice, it might cause heartburn, acidity, or some other problem to another person. So one man's food can be another man's poison. Food might be good. Previous case, the food items are universally bad. Food items with these artificial flavor enhancers, artificial chemicals and fertilizers and all those things, they are universally bad. But there are healthy food items which might not be compatible with our own system, with our own constitution. That also we need to have an understanding. What are those food items which are not compatible with my own gut? with my own body, with my own constitution. So if we have a profound understanding about our own constitution, and also understanding about the things which we are choosing and also the origin, then we will be able to make right decisions as far as nourishing the body is concerned. Of course, there are so many other aspects. So I think I will stop here. We have half an hour more, so we will take up questions, and I will also discuss the theory part whenever it is needed. So Manisha ji.
Yes, that's nice. So shall we request our friends and participants to put up their queries?
Yes.
I can see very many.
Okay, can I?
Please. Yes,
Yes.
Sukhada ji.
Thank you, Nisha ji. Thank you, Dr. Sundar Rajan sir. Actually, it's you were talking about food, and I'm having really problems related to digestion system actually.
Okay.
So, and it's a long problem. It started around 5 years back. And I always have a weak digestion system. So, and since 5 years, I have always some mild sort of pain in my, I think it's maybe somewhere in the liver, but I didn't find any, in the test, I didn't find anything yet. But they were also asking for endoscopy, which I didn't undergo yet. But it was fine for 8 months or so, and it also becomes fine for few days. But again, this week I'm having the same trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know what could be the reason.
So like I think we can discuss it in a better way after the class or something like that. But mostly this digestive system is disturbed, and that is the reason for all the troubles. So we need to do some kind of simple detoxification to bring back your body to harmony, to bring back to normal state, from where we can also build upon the normal state to take it to the healthier state. So maybe we can have a discussion on your entire history, so that I can suggest you an appropriate way to solve the problem.
Right. So now or some other time?
Maybe after the class.
All right. Yeah.
And someone is asking which kind of foods are mood boosters. Yeah. So again, we need to understand a concept in our tradition, which also holds the scientific this thing. There are food items which are sattvic in nature, and some food items which are rajasic in nature, and some food items which are tamasic in nature. Sattvic food items help us stay active and relaxed. We will be able to do things very nicely in a peaceful way, in a very fast, quick way, but we will not be disturbed. And our body will stay light and healthy and energized always if you are consuming sattvic food. Whereas when you are consuming rajasic food increases the rajoguna in the self. So you will always, the person who consumes rajasic food will always be irritated, angry, agitated, and always it's like excited, always in an excited state, and drains a lot of energy in a lot less time. So that is the kind of effect of rajasic food on ourselves. And then there are food items which are tamasic in nature. These tamasic food items, they cause dullness in the mind, dullness in the self. We don't feel like doing anything. We always feel like taking rest. We always feel like relaxing. If someone feeds us on our bed itself, we will not even like to come out of the bed. So the enthusiasm and zeal and all these things will be lost if you are consuming more and more tamasic food. So you might be knowing what are these foods actually. Tamasic foods are all the food items which are preserved, which are not freshly prepared, which are having lots and lots of heavily prepared food, and um, and of course food items which are non-vegetarian food items which are very heavy to digest, or even vegetarian food which are very heavy to digest and not freshly prepared. All the preserved foods come under this tamasic category. Then we have these rajasic food items which are more spicy, more oily, too much fried items, and stimulants, food items which will stimulate our mind, like even excess of caffeine or alcohol, or all these things which will overstimulate, overexcite our mind, all are rajasic food items. And food items like fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, freshly cooked food, milk and milk products, all these things which are fresh, not preserved things, all these things are sattvic foods, which will, they will boost our mood, they will keep our mood always pleasant. This well-being, sense of well-being will be preserved if we eat more and more sattvic food. So yeah, someone has raised their hand previously.
Namaste, Doctor Sir. I am Mamta Sharma.
Yes, Mamta Didi, please.
Doctor Sir, actually, the last week we had some family function, and the arrangement was made in open, and so it was very cold outside, and we had our food there. The dinner was arranged there, and the very next day, I started having red rashes all over my body, with severe itching over there. And in our part of area, they say that it's like pitti, means pit has been triggered over there. So usually means some 4 or 5 years before, I had repeatedly had this problem during the rainy season. But this time, for the first time in this cold season, I have this. So any remedy for this?
This in Ayurveda we call it Sita Pitta.
Ji.
Okay, so this Sita Pitta is some place where the condition where because of this excess cold and disturbance in Pitta, we will have some disturbance in the immunity of the body, and the immune system overreacts to external stimuli, and these rashes and all these things will happen. And all we have to do is bring down the Pitta, and again we need to also modify the immune system in such a way that this overstimulation of immune system will not happen. And of course we need to use certain medicines which are cooling in nature, and also correcting the boosting the immunity, like giloy. Giloy is a wonderful medicine for this such kind of urticaria or shita pitta. And of course there are some medicines like chandrakala and all the other things, but I can't prescribe medicines right now because this is not the right platform, this thing. But I can definitely help you with if you can regularly take honey with normal water, not with hot water, that will boost your immunity and also reduce the shita pitta. And of course a simple very simple this thing is haldi and good. And good. Okay, turmeric and jaggery, that will mixture of turmeric and jaggery taken regularly every day, it will help in prevention of such conditions like shita pitta. Of course giloy also will help you taking the kind of. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor.
Himanshu is asking how to gain muscle. Yeah, more and more protein food, and of course a lot of exercise.
Nice. So children are more bothered about building up muscles. That's good.
2 hands raised.
Yes, I'll just hand over. Mamta Didi had her hand raised. So Mamta Didi has put up her query. We'll request more of our friends to either write in the chat if they feel comfortable, or Dr. Sundaraj will prefer to talk to you directly.
Yeah.
Some of the students are also here. Yes. Ravindra Kumar sir. Namaste and welcome, Ravindra Kumar sir.
Namaste Sundaraj sir. Namaste Manisha madam.
Namaste, Bia.
Very valuable and need-based talk on the need of the food and nourishment of the body.
Yes.
And just very important thing is compatibility of the food. It was very rightly we do not notice this that we think that it may be good for everybody. That is an important thing. I also get a lot of attention to this. And sir, and in the last on the first session, as it was told that as a New Year's resolution, I have adopted two things, sir.
Oh.
Sir, I every day after lunch and dinner, I sit 5 minutes in Vajrasan.
Wonderful.
Sir, in the night also, and lunch, not in the breakfast. So, and previously what I was doing, sir, I was taking water with while eating. So at least I do not eat while eating. I do not drink water. After 1 hour or 2 hours, I take water. And third thing, sir, as a resolution, just dried amla nuts are there collected from this local area, and putting in this half glass of water and taking 10 ml of water daily, sir. So and this is for experiment, and I get a lot of just because immunity will not know.
Amla is very good for boosting the immunity and also to slow down the aging process.
Sir. And after it's an experiment, and I hope that this will make a lot of changes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you.
So, like drinking lots and lots of water while eating food is bad,
Sir.
but completely avoiding water also is not right.
Sir, that's right, sir.
Whenever you
Depends
change
upon
the taste,
requirement, sir.
little
Sir.
sips of water can be taken.
Sir. Yes.
Not be only solid food. That we need to be careful about while choosing the food items. I'm so happy that you have taken this New Year resolution.
Sir, last time you have told also, and Manisha madam also told this resolution, sir. So that's why I adopted two things. Vajrasana, at least because previously what I during my young period, I was making some yoga from asana pranayam. So that's why I'm at this age. There is also it was difficult initially. So it's now 5 to 10 minutes. So it's more all right, sir.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Namaste, sir.
Wonderful.
Namaste.
Nice. Rishikesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome. Nice to hear you again.
Yes, ma'am. Very, very nice to see all of you too again. Doctor, could you suggest, foods that, help weight gain? Because I really find it hard to gain weight. I mean, it's not that I'm underweight, but I do find it hard to gain weight.
Yeah. So first we need to assess your own constitution. There are some people with Vata constitution, air space type.
Yes, sir.
There is a difficulty. There will be a natural difficulty to gain weight. Their body itself, the constitution itself is like that. It is a difficult thing to gain weight. So if you are this Vata Prakriti or air space type, then you need not worry about gaining weight. That is natural for you. Of course, eating food items which are rich in carbohydrates and of course doing carbohydrates and proteins, and doing some physical activity that will help you. And but we need to choose the right things. Just because proteins and carbohydrates are needed, if you go on eating unhealthy food, then again it might have a problem. A banana is good in gaining weight. There is a herb called ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, it's like daily we suggest people who want to gain weight, we suggest them to take 1 spoon of this ashwagandha with milk twice a day. So it's also very good in, it's very economical. You get it for 40 or 50 rupees per 100 grams in Patanjali store. So, or you can take this ashwagandha lehyam. It is in the form of halwa. So 1 spoon twice a day. That is also very good in helping in gaining weight. But of course, before that, I strongly recommend you to understand your own constitution. Someone has asked in the chat window when we will send the questionnaire.
That was me only, sir.
So I will definitely send that questionnaire to Rajulji, Manishaji, and others, so that they will circulate it to all the emails. So
sir.
I strongly recommend you to take the test now, and next week you can share your results, and we can discuss about these things.
Okay. Yes, sir. My assumption is I am a Pitta type, because my assumption is I'm a Pitta type, but I'm not sure. But I will take the question and
let us see. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Nice. K. Nitya. She's also one of the students. She's asking, sir, proper food for eye pain. Hello, sir. I have head pain and eye pain. Healthy food for this, sir.
Yeah. So mostly because of lack of proper hemoglobin, and lack of proper nourishment, and maybe because of stress, or sometimes because of some compression in the nerves which go to the eye and head. These are several reasons for your condition, headache and eye pain in the eye. Sometimes a nerve comes from the neck region and it enters the eye, and the compression causes severe pain in the eye also, and also in the head. So I don't know the exact reason why you have this thing, but of course you can have healthy food which will give more nourishment to eyes. Eyes, they get nourished more and more by having more butter, milk, ghee, and it's like A2 milk and ghee made at home out of this A2 milk. And Triphala is very, very good for eyes. You can take it in the form of ghee. Triphala Grit, Maha Triphala Grit is the best medicine to nourish eyes, and also it will help in reducing the headache. But of course, that becomes a medicine. Before going for any medicine, I would like you to consult a doctor, or you can consult me. You can take an appointment from my manager, and we can exactly find out why you are having this headache and eye ache. Then we can suggest you the right medicine. But proper food is like you can take more and more foods, and beetroot and carrot, and leafy vegetables. All these things will help in nourishing the eye. Okay.
Uric acid. I can see something in the chat. It's regarding, yes. If anybody has uric acid problem, what food you suggest for
uric acid accumulation is happening inside the body, then you need to limit a lot of salt and spices. You need to limit in your food. You need to reduce them. Reduce these items like brinjal, tomato, capsicum. Such food items you can reduce. And also of course you need to reduce the preserved foods and all, reheated food items and chilled items and other things. So food item, one herb which is like wonderfully acting to reduce the uric acid accumulation inside the blood is giloy. Giloy, which I'm repeatedly quoting, this giloy is available everywhere. Of course, if you don't have the plants, fresh plants, this giloy Kwadachurna, 200 grams of this powder is available only for 20 rupees in Patanjali store. So you can just take a kada of this giloy, that will reduce the uric acid problem. But of course, the food items which I told you specifically to avoid, like brinjal, tomato, capsicum, and foods which with lots and lots of salt and spices, that those things need to be reduced. Yeah.
Very nice. Nice, Dr. Sundaraj. I'll just put up one query.
Yeah.
Like if a person suddenly falls, like you're walking, falls. If you're walking or you move, going somewhere, and you just trip and fall.
Yes.
Due to any reason, then
Yes.
what should that person do immediately?
Yeah. This is actually one important part which we have skipped during this student interaction program. It is a part of our course, Holistic Human Health course. This is the first aid part. So it is something which we all need to know. Maybe the next week I will cover the entire topic in 1 hour. I'll try to do that. If not in 1 hour, maybe 2-3 sessions also I can do that, where we will get an idea about how to handle emergencies before we take the person who is sick to a doctor. Before that, for example, you ask me if a person suddenly falls. Mostly lack of proper blood circulation to the brain and lack of proper oxygen to the brain, he falls. So then we need to elevate the legs. Generally, if someone falls, we put a pillow under the head, or we ask him to keep his head on our lap or something like that. We elevate the head region. No, we should not do that. We need to elevate the legs region. That is something which we need to do. We need to do if the other person is falling. If we ourselves fall, we need to understand why it is happening. If possible, lie down for some time like that instead of getting up immediately if the place is a safe place. Otherwise, go to a safe place and try to lie down for some time. And then, if possible, lift the legs and keep them in an elevated position. That is something we need to do. And of course, then immediately call for some medical help. And we need to understand why this fall is happening. Some people fall because of some problem in the brain, some because of the problem in the heart, or just because of weakness also they might fall. And if it is because of weakness, then again proper nourishment and rehydration is the thing to do. But instantly what we have to do is elevate our legs and not the head region.
Very right, and thank you so much, doctor, because this is what happened with one of our students today.
Okay.
And the child suddenly fell and was going to write her exam. And at least what I felt was that let her stabilize first before I pick her up.
Yes.
And because everybody rushed to pick her up, and I thought that was not really the right thing to do.
Definitely not. We should not, make the entire place crowded, because already there is lack of oxygen to the brain. If people rush around the patient, the person, then the oxygen supply will get reduced. We need to let them drink and take more and more oxygen. Let them relax. We can just check the pulse if it is normal. We need to have that idea how to check the pulse, where to keep the fingers, and if the pulse is normal and the person is conscious, then we can ask them to relax a bit and drink a glass of water, and then later we can refer them to a doctor. And also we can ask what might be the reason. Maybe they have not taken breakfast, or maybe they are weak or something else, or they might be having some physical ailment. So if the person is conscious, we can just ask questions, but we should not let the crowd surround the person.
Very nice, doctor. Doctor, something I remember traditionally, that while as a kid, when we used to run around and fall, our mothers used to give us a lukewarm water with turmeric, haldi, bala doodh. Yes. What was that all about, and how important is that?
Yeah. See, haldi with doodh is a very good. It improves the circulation. Actually, it improves the blood circulation, particularly haldi. And haldi goes deeper into the tissues, and it will open all the channels. So that might be one reason. Wherever there is some kind of block or lack of proper circulation, it gets restored with this haldi doodh. And of course, doodh again is nourishing in nature. If the person is weak, that weakness will go away.
Very nice. Priya ma'am, please. Yes, Priya ma'am.
Good evening, doctor. I started writing the journal from January 1st. So in the journal, what all things like what time you get up, what do you eat, all those things should be mentioned, no? Or any other things need to be written?
Yeah. So I have asked you to do things. One is a tracker, second is journal. Okay. So I congratulate you. I'm so happy that you have started writing this journal.
Yeah, yes. I write everything, what you eat, what time I had the breakfast, what time I had the lunch, what time I go for sleep, or every day I'm writing.
Yeah. So these things can be shifted to the tracker.
Okay.
Okay. Tracker, you will just write some things, important changes you want to make. And for example, lunch before 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, if you write it, and every day according to the date, you can just tick or you can write the time. So you will be able to look at the entire month's tracker, and you will be able to assess how many days I am able to eat food in right time and how many days I skip the food entirely, or I ate late or something like that. You'll be able to see what is the average time of waking up, what is the average time of going to sleep. Everything you will be able to see at one glance. That can be written in the tracker. Okay. So, and that will be easy also. You can just tick or just write this thing. So in the journal is something where we reflect upon ourselves. Aharaha paryaveksheta naras charitam kimnu me pashubistulyaha kimnu me satpurushayariti. It is a traditional quotation. It says that each and every moment we need to be aware of ourselves. What is happening in ourselves? We need to be aware of what is happening in ourselves, what is happening in our body. Okay, and we need to observe whether I am behaving in a normal way where I'm just worried about my eating food and sleeping and all those things. It's more like animal consciousness. But if I'm going to the next level, it's not just a Jiva Chetana, you are going to the Manav Chetana and even to the next level. So there you will be more conscious about what is happening continuously, both in your body and in yourself. These are the things which you need to reflect upon every night. Like, how did I behave in each and every situation? Like, how was my mood while I was eating food? What is the way in which I'm dealing with my students or my relatives, family members? Can I be more specific in my responses, and more better, more kind, more honest, more lovable, and more pleasant? How can I improve upon each and every situation? Today's situation, can I improve upon it? Can I make it much better? And it's more about self.
I understood. I made little wrong in writing. The journal is like the the one.
Yeah.
We should write the what. Okay, I understood. Each situation. Reflection of each. Okay.
Not just the self, also the body. For example, up in the past 1 month or so, you are getting up early in the morning. So you can reflect upon what is happening because of this particular thing. You are eating food early, and what is happening? You can just write, see, because of this past 15 days practice, this happened, or I lost some weight, or I became more flexible, my joints became more flexible. These are observations you can write in the journal as far as the body is concerned. Of course, you have to write about yourself also.
Okay. I started eating the dinner early before 8 p.m. and I started doing yoga pranayam daily for 1 hour. So my students and colleagues are telling I have become
Wonderful. Great. Yeah, that will happen. That is sure to happen.
Okay, doctor. Now I understood what to write in the journal. It's nice.
Great.
Very nice, Priya ma'am. One of our student K Nitya is writing, any tips about shoulder pain and neck pain?
And this person is the same person who's having eye pain also. So I strongly feel that maybe there is some kind of compression in the neck region, which might cause shoulder pain, neck pain, eye pain, headache. All these things are pointing towards some kind of cervical spondylosis or something like that. So you need to do more and more neck exercises, both static exercises and active exercises, neck exercises. And I think you need to consult a doctor. That is very important.
Yes, that's really very important. Uh, we'll look into more of our friends who would like to ask something. Priya ma'am has already put up a query. Raveen sir has already discussed, and of course Rishikesh Panikar is one of our students from eSIP, you remember? Rishikesh.
Rishikesh. I do remember.
Yes. Very communicative at that time also. Nice boy.
Good.
So Rishikesh, you also started writing a journal?
Yes, ma'am. I do write a journal, and as advised, I would apply a little coconut oil on the soles of my feet before I put myself to sleep.
Wonderful.
I get up early, and again, as Dr. Vivi Kumaraswamy had advised, he had advised that taking a head bath, like especially when you're washing your head, washing your head with a little colder water than the body is also beneficial. Yes, I've been following a lot of it, and it's been very beneficial. And yeah, I can see the benefits. I'm really grateful that AICT has done this thing, and I chose to participate in it as well.
That's good, Rishikesh, and we are happy to have you as our student who is looking into these aspects with a lot of sincerity.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice, very nice.
Just getting this knowledge is one part, and applying it, implementing it in everyday life is very, very important. I'm so happy, Rishikesh, that you're applying all these things.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So more and more students follow you. You are an inspiration to others. So I'm so happy.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Sundaraj, though it is nearly time, and when we have you in our session, it feels that it should go on and on and on. The query should not. They should come up, and each query should be fulfilled.
So, we will send the questionnaire to everyone today. I will send it to Rajulji and you and Modi.
Yes, good enough, sir. It will be forwarded to all the participants so that each one of them can take up the questionnaire, and
maybe next week we can discuss about it.
We can discuss about it.
And we will also have a session on this first aid. There are so many other things we need to understand. If suddenly someone has fallen and broken his bones, so how to take him to the doctor and how to pack the particular part which got broken without injuring, without causing further damage. Someone, there is a snake bite or some burns or sudden, like a heart stop with CPR and other things. There are so many aspects. And these are not something related to doctors. Each and every common person, every one of us should learn how to manage a person who is ill till he reaches the doctor.
Very right, very right. That's so important also.
Yes.
At times we do hear that had the person been given proper first aid, it would have saved that person's life. So that's so important.
So many people with that knowledge have saved so many lives. Certain simple thing like choking. Something got stuck in this thing, and if the person is having the right knowledge, immediately he will remove that obstruction. Otherwise, death might result before we take the person to the doctor.
Ravindra sir is saying
the Heimlich maneuver, where you hug the person from behind and using the knuckle on the thumb, you push on the diaphragm.
Yes, that is the right way to remove this obstruction. True, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I have all the presentations and pictures and videos. I will do a proper this thing of the first aid thing, so that we all will have a right knowledge about first aid.
that will be really nice. And I can see Ravindra sir writing kindly give some advice to relax knee pain of elderly person.
Regular application of oil and fermentation, hot water fermentation or steam fermentation. That is something which will relax any joint. If the joint is like this, a round application of oil, it can be til oil or mustard oil or some medicated oil like Mahana and Tarum, but around this application oil, it will increase the circulation, it will strengthen the muscles and joints and the entire joint capsule. And of course, we need to give more and more food which is nourishing in nature to the joints, skeletal system, like this ragi powder is rich in calcium. This till is very good in nourishing the skeletal system. These curry leaves are very good in nourishing the skeletal system. More and more ghee and milk and fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, all these things will strengthen the skeletal system. So, of course, we can also give some dry fruits like anjeer, badam, akhroat, dry dates and dry grapes. All these things can have a very good nourishing effect on the skeletal system. So that is something we need to do. But regular application of oil to the entire body, particularly the place where there is some pain, that will help like anything. I strongly recommend all my patients, even if they stop medicines also, I ask them to apply oil regularly till their problem gets solved.
Nice, very nice. I think will thank you for a very enriching session with so many tips and so many points that were discussed and a number of queries that were fulfilled for each one of us. So, namaste and thank you so much. We'll be looking forward for another session on Friday.
Yeah.
So Friday is the day when each
And I will see how many people will answer the questionnaire and have an understanding about their own constitution and if possible constitution of their family members also.
That's another thing to take as a proposal.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice. Namaste and thank you once again for helping each one of us take care of our body and motivating each one of us in the right way to listen to ourselves for right understanding, because the instrument which has to be functioning properly without much pain, without much trouble about it, then the